Hello guys, and welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. My name is James, and today we're going to go ahead and sit down and talk to you guys about Reading's upcoming fixture against Bristol Rovers. Before I get into the video though today, I want to say a big thank you to everybody that's recently come over and subscribed to the channel. We've had a lot of growth since I've come back in April. Over 250 of you have joined the channel. So I want to say a big thank you to all the new subscribers and as well to the existing ones, as we wouldn't be here without you. So yeah, thank you for taking me on this journey, talking nonsense about this absolutely rubbish football club. So yeah, feeling quite grateful recently about the channel. Right, now let's go ahead and talk about Reading's upcoming game against Bristol Rovers. It's going to be a difficult one in my opinion. Since sacking Joey Barton, Bristol Rovers have been on a bit of a decent run. 2 wins out of 2 so far under caretaker manager Andy Mangan. They've won 7-2 on Saturday in their FA Cup fixture against Whitby, and also a 2-1 victory against Northampton in his first game in charge. That was in the league. It's taken Bristol Rovers up to 15th in the table. 5 wins, 4 draws and 5 losses, with 20 goals scored, 19 conceded, with 19 points on the board so far for the Gasheads. Now, 3,000 fans, supposedly, just under 3,000, are supposed to be there on Tuesday. So it's going to be a good atmosphere in the away end for the Bristol Rovers players. And I think it's going to be a really hard one for Reading. Now, in terms of standout performers so far this season for Bristol Rovers, Aaron Collins is the main man to watch out for. 3 goals and 5 assists for the man so far in 14 games, with an average rating of a 6.95. Now, defender Jack Hunt is the highest rated according to Who Scored, with a 7.09. But the Bristol Rovers side, in my opinion, just has a lot of experience across the board. The likes of Ryan Woods and Scott Sinclair as well are mainstays in this team, like Chris Martin, George Friend as well. I think these are players that, John Marquis, players that, look, they might not start every week, but they're experienced players that are around this team, which will be able to help the more younger players grow. I mean, you've got the likes of Giovanni Brown, Luke Thomas. I think they're all good players. Connor Taylor. I think they're decent players, really, for Bristol Rovers. And I think so far this season, just like Reading, have really underperformed. Now, when you look at Who Scored strengths and weaknesses for Bristol Rovers, the strengths show that they're finishing scoring chances, attacking down the wings, creating chances through balls, and defending set pieces are their strengths, whereas the weaknesses include defending against attacks down the wing, stopping opponents from creating chances, and aerial duels. Now, the style of play that Bristol Rovers like to play, according to Who Scored, is they attempt through balls often, they attack down the left, they have short passes, possession football, play the offside trap, rotate their first 11, play in their own half, and the opponents play aggressively against them. Now, in terms of statistics so far from this season, like I said, 20 goals scored in 14 games for Bristol Rovers. They average 12.5 shots per game and have got a pretty poor discipline record as well. 35 yellow cards and 2 red cards, with an average of a 55.9, so basically 56% possession averaged per game. It's kind of a trend so far that I've seen so far from Reading's opponents, is that there seems to be a lot of possession-based teams that Reading have played so far this season. You look at the likes that we've played recently of Charlton, Portsmouth. They seem to like to keep the ball quite a lot, and I don't know, I think Reading have been struggling against it. We've been having a lot of the ball in them games, and recently I think we've just been struggling in general massively. I mean, let's be honest, 5 losses in a row in the league is not good enough. Bottom of the table, minus 12 goal difference. It's not acceptable, especially when you look at some of the players that Reading have got in their team, and you look at some of the individual quality that Reading have got. It just shouldn't be happening at all. Now, in terms of what I think Reading should go ahead and do in this game, he's got to go back with a midfield 3. He played the 4-4-2, 4-2-2-2 again on Saturday. And yes, we did win 3-2 against MK Dons, but it was ropey. It was very, very ropey for that first half. And kind of from the 80th minute onwards, I think Reading struggled in that game. I think they struggled massively. They had a good little spell at the start of the second half, obviously scored the 2 goals, but someone who's going to be really key for this fixture is Lewis Wing. Since coming back to full fitness, he's playing a more advanced role in the midfield, and look, he's the key for Reading in this fixture in my opinion. He's the man that unlocked MK Dons' defence the most in the game on Saturday, and he's kind of been the man that Reading play through as well. When you look at recent fixtures, he's obviously scored a goal against Portsmouth. It was quite not influential. Obviously, we lost 4-0 against Charlton, but he was the man that was kind of making the ideas happen against Charlton as well. So it will be interesting to see what kind of influence he has in this fixture. I think we need to go back with the midfield three though. I think we need to see Michael Craig, and I think Charlie Savage and wing in the midfield would work. I think Charlie Savage's kind of just running around ability, he just likes to run around, and he's a bit like a dog let off the leash. With him in the midfield, the energy that he possesses in midfield could be good for Reading in this one. Having a look just quickly at who scored and the average kind of formation that Bristol Rovers like to play, seems like a 4-3-3 is the one that they play the most. They've played a 4-4-2 4 times this season, but a 4-3-3 has been the most commonly used formation 8 times this season. So maybe Reading need to counteract that with their own 4-3-3. And the formation and the team that I would play goes as followed. David Button would start in goal. I've got Nesta Guinness Walker. Sorry, not Nesta. I've got Matty Carson in at left back, with the 2 centre backs being Nelson Abbey and Tyler Bindon. At right back is Andy Yeardom, Michael Craig, Charlie Savage and Lewis Wing inside the midfield, with Femi Aziz and Harvey Nibbs on the wing, and finally Sam Smith playing up front. I think it's harsh maybe on Ehib Achaman to drop him, but I think Sam Smith was given the week off against MK Dons just to rest up. Don Ballard, look, he was lively again against MK Dons, but no goal was there. I think it's coming soon, and I think against other teams, once the confidence back running in the side, I think you can go back to that 2 striker formation. But for now, Reading need to focus on getting points on the board and making sure that they actually stop this rot, because right now the rot is just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse for Reading, and if they don't improve things, it could be January and we're sitting 12 points adrift to the bottom 4. Do you know what I mean? So realistically, it's all about getting points on the board right now, and it should be Ruben Sellis' #1 priority, and to not be so stuck up with his formation and so arrogant with staying with the same 4-4-2, 4-2-2. He needs to play the 3 in midfield. Everyone else can see it apart from him. In terms of the score prediction, I think it's going to be another bad night for Reading. I'm going to go with 2-1-2 Bristol Rovers. I don't want to be negative, but unfortunately I'm at a point where I kind of have to be, because at this point, this stage of the club, everything's bad. Everything is awful. And until we get new owners in, I think it's just going to be a continuous cycle of poor results on the pitch. That's going to be it for this video today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Like I said, thank you for all the support recently. It's been very much appreciated. My name's been James, and we'll see you all for the Bristol Rovers review coming up tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.